Hello, I'm Pietro.
And I'm Ping Ping.
And today we want to guide you in the analysis of this cartoon by Liza Donnelly, titled Where It All Begins.
As you can see, we're going to analyze the composition and techniques used by the author in the cartoon and how they contribute to the global issue of gender inequality.
Now analyzing the composition of the cartoon. To do this, we are going to use a 3x3 grid to help us deconstruct the picture. Let's start from the colors. The cartoon is in black and white, except for the colors of the blankets. The true colors are on the sides, leaving a clear empty separation between the two groups of babies. Even the writing is at the top left, contributing to the sense of emptiness in the middle. Only a door is in the middle of the cartoon, black and white with a white reflection.
Let's now analyze the elements in the image. There are 4 children on the left side, all covered in pink and sleeping in pink cradles. Vice versa on the right side. There are 4 kids all covered in blue and sleeping in blue cradles. The door in the center is white, as well as the background and the reflections.
Let's now talk about the purpose of this comic. What is the issue faced here? In this case, the author uses this comic to symbolize her fighting against gender inequality. More specifically, this comic represents the origin of gender inequality, showing where it all begins. According to the author, gender inequality starts at birth and is being controlled over us since then.
Now for the long-awaited moment. Let's analyze the artist's technique. We should start by saying that the author uses a simple style, so that the reader can focus more on the topical issue than on the comic itself. The comic is in black and white, except for the blankets, which are colored based on the children's gender. This is their only identification. Names are not written anywhere. The negative space in the comic is easily identifiable, and there is a white space in between the 2 sets of cradles. Door specifically is used to identify the neutral. After the kids will have gone through the door, they will have names and personalities and differences, and won't be only blue or pink. Even though they will be recognized by their names, the label of their gender given to them right at birth will remain with them their whole life, and the 2 genders will always be separate and given different places, just like in that hospital room where they were born, where the only thing that could be distinguished them was their gender. That is in fact where it all begins.
Many of you will think that this comic isn't funny. The author still tried to use humor as a way to express the topical issue. The main form of humors used in the comic are satire, hyperbole, and dry humor. The satire used by the author is used to mock the long-running issue that is gender inequality. The issue is presented to the author using an hyperbole, as Donnelly is over-exaggerating her claims to better satirize the issue. Lastly, the topic is easy to understand, which makes the reader think about dry humor, as the joke doesn't really have a punchline and doesn't express any emotion.
We just have some further analysis left to do to better understand what we are talking about. The title, for example, almost feels like the beginning of fairy tales, like if it was starting with Once Upon a Time. This helps set the tone for the comic and to better communicate with the audience, as fairy tales are usually associated with children. The illustration of the hospital is used as a flashback to the start of gender inequality. Donnelly over-exaggerated this part, which is kind of humorous. The author also wants to say that the origin of gender inequality did not only start when we were children, but also by assigning colors to genders, which, according to the author, is the whole reason why gender stereotypes began. Finally, the last point the author makes is the clear difference in association with the 2 genders, and how the gender of the kid was the only thing that could be determined as soon as they were born in the hospital.